tell her, you can say Lulu.
We met Nicole on a spring day walking up to an open house in Queen Anne. We were living in an apartment in Lower Queen Anne at the time, and we just decided that we should go out and see what was available to buy.
I think the thing that was, pleasantly surprising about meeting Nicole was just how engaging she was, and she really wanted to understand what our current situation was and what we were looking to do. She's just really memorable. So when we actually started looking a year later, we still had her card and reached back out.
We looked for a while with Nicole, and she kind of took us to a bunch of different neighborhoods and a bunch of different price points, and went through a couple of offers with us, and we ended up buying in the north end of Capitol Hill.
When we first bought our house in Capitol Hill, it was absolutely the right house for us. We could walk everywhere, really close to parks, kind of close to where we worked, and it was just a phenomenal house. Kind of fast forward a couple of years, surprise, baby. And that just really changed things for us and kind of changed our outlook on exactly what neighborhood we wanted to be in, and kind of the layout of the house and kind of our backyard and what we wanted there.
And when he was starting to get a little bit bigger and a little bit older, being on a really busy street with not too much yard that he could play in was a real kind of change in what we were focused on. The house was still beautiful, the views were amazing, it was convenient to everything we wanted to do in our lives, but we couldn't feel really comfortable letting him just run out the front door.
So it took us quite a long time to find a house when we first kind of started looking again last year.
We probably spent 8 months looking with Nicole, most weekends at pretty much every neighborhood in Seattle. And Nicole still wasn't pressuring us to come on, buy a house already, or this one should be fine. It was really the market is pretty hot and it took us a while to find it. And that was okay. We
were so comfortable with the process with Nicole. She, first of all, if you're going to spend your Saturday mornings with someone, it's best to be someone like Nicole, who's just interesting, knows a lot about the area and houses, but also just, independent of that, is a great person to spend time with. I think I just really trust Nicole she really knows what she's doing.
I will continue to recommend her to everybody who asks, that if they're starting to look for a house. We've had really 3 great experiences with Nicole.
I'm just so, proud to be able to say that I got to work with Nicole through this process, and I would recommend her to anyone looking to buy or sell. You really can't find anyone better to work with.